Hey everyone, and welcome back to Remember This Tech. On today's episode, I'm going to be playing a new game, Stalker 2. Now, I've played all the Stalker games, and it's one of my favorites from back in the day, and I've completed all of them. But I figured I'd treat myself and get this game and see if I can play it on some modest kind of hardware, I guess you would say. I'm going to be using my AMD Ryzen 5700X. 8-core 16-thread CPU, 32 gig of DDR4, 3200 megahertz, and we're going to pair that with the Intel Arc A770 16GB card. This game, from what I've seen, is very CPU intensive and as well as GPU hungry. If your GPU doesn't have at least 8 gig of VRAM, it's going to stutter. So I'm going to try and play this game at a couple different resolutions, 1080p, different settings, tweak it, see how it works, and maybe try 1440p, and if it runs good, maybe or maybe not, I'll see if I can squeeze in 4K. Now, this is going to be a little bit different. I'm only going to be testing this game, and this is a rarity for me. I'm going to actually try and play the games a bit. I don't get to play much on this channel because most of it's benchmarking, setting up, configuring. So I figured that this would be fun, and hopefully you'll get to see a little bit of the game and how this setup will fare against this. I've seen that the A770 in some benchmarks doesn't do well, even though it's a 16 gig card. So I'm really interested to see how it's going to fare. So sit back, watch me play the game, and see how the different resolutions and settings fare with this setup. Without further ado, come on, let's go!
Falcon 3, investigate the scientist's bunker. The sphere.
To checkpoint south. The bunker. Find Dr. Ngoda. He's agreed to give you the coordinates.
I don't think it'll be that easy, but I'll figure it out. What the fuck happened here?
Well, what is it? Any updates?
Ngoda's dead. So are the other scientists.
Dead? Oh, God. We're screwed. Get out of there immediately.
Stop freaking out.
Hey, Ngoda. What's up? Have you met Herman's client yet? Tell him a new mission means new coordinates. New coordinates means a new bill.
Ngoda's dead. I'm Mr. Client.
Whoa! That's a hell of a mess you got there, boys. Well, screw that smart-ass bastard. I never liked him anyway.
You'll need to acquire an artifact to shield yourself from a scanner's radiation. If you don't, you might end up joining Ngoda.
How?
Find an anomaly. After the emission, it shouldn't be that difficult. Then use the detector's signal to navigate it. If the Stalkers have figured it out, I'm sure you can too. After that, attach the artifact to your belt and go plant the scanner. Just try not to get killed in the anomaly. That would be rather embarrassing.
So my final thoughts on the A770 16GB overclocked Intel Arc video card paired with the Ryzen 5700X CPU, 32GB RAM, playing the new Stalker 2 game. Well, that's pretty damn good combo. I was impressed. I think the best visual quality, with the compromise between FPS and visual quality, is probably FSR balance. That I threw in there at the last minute to try to give you a good idea of how it would look, and it looks pretty good. The game itself is gloomy, it's always stormy, there's lots of visual effects going on, so I think you want to see those, because the last thing you want to do is be walking along and have a crappy graphics card, or the effects aren't rendering properly and you step into an anomaly and then you just die. Yeah, FSR balance seems to be the way to go. And turn the settings up to at least medium, and anti-aliasing and medium as well. That combo, perfectly playable. I mean, the CPU is not stressed whatsoever, really, not even going over 45% utilization. Yes, you're using a good amount of the video card, but it shows you that, hey, it's doing its job. That's what it's supposed to do. Do I recommend this combo to play the game? Hell yeah. If you're interested in any of the parts, components that I've used in this video, I'll put a link in the description for each one of them down below in the description section, and if you're interested, check them out. So thanks for watching. Remember this tech.